So I've come over to Big City Jack's recording studio in Bury, where one of Manchester's most loved, most notorious, and certainly most rock and roll bands of the last generation are rehearsing for what I think is safe to say a comeback. I'm here with Sean and Maz and the rest of the lads from Alias Kid. Lads, how are you doing?
All right, mate. How are you?
I'm good. The rest of the lads don't know.
It is so good to see you all, and most of all, it's great to have you back. We're going to talk about the new single you've got coming out, which we're going to play shortly soon, and plans for the band. You've got a big gig at the Ritz coming up as well. First of all, Sean, let's start with you. Let's go back to the beginning. Last with Alias Kid, everything was going really well. You had a sold-out gig at Band on the Wall. You know, everyone was looking forward to it. All the fans were dead hyped up about it, and all of a sudden, that gig didn't happen. So let's start where we left off. What happened at that gig? How come it didn't go ahead?
Brexit. And COVID.
No, that was before that.
Things just weren't happening, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Didn't someone get hurt in the band? It's happened so many times, I've forgotten.
Sometimes things start right, and it wasn't happening at the time.
It was when Sweeney quit.
So there you go.
Yeah, the guitarist quit.
The guitarist quit and the Band on the Wall gig didn't happen. I think a lot of people were looking forward to it, re-happening another day. It didn't happen. Maz, what happened with the band then? You sort of went off the scene a little bit.
Don't know, I was just having a top time not seeing him. It was nice. I was living in my garden and, it was good. But we came back and we did a couple of tracks with Dan from Mondays. And we released them and then, how it's been the past, the last 18 months. It's just, we started again just before COVID. We started with...
We released All Gone Wrong. We were ready then to start back and doing a load of stuff again, but obviously coronavirus, and then no one could do anything again, so everything got put back again. But that's the same for everyone, right? To be fair, every band.
Yeah, we released it. We released All Gone Wrong just as the first lockdown started, didn't we?
Yeah.
Captive audience, we thought.
I remember us playing All Gone Wrong, so obviously, all the fans were buzzing with that. It was a great single and stuff like that. The pandemic kicked in. Over the pandemic, though, there's been a few changes in the band, and you have a new lad with you. James Sweeney, the guitarist, gone, and you have an American in the band.
We sure do.
He's with us here now, Tony.
Bada bing.
Hey, what's going on, Bada Bing? This is Tony.
How have you ended up with these lads then?
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Bad decision after bad decision.
And now I'm stuck with them. There's no getting rid of them.
So the truth is, he wrote us about 20 letters begging. And
I wouldn't call it begging.
Well, not begging, but 20 pleases is pretty... that's quite a beg, innit? Do you get? No, I got pen-written letters in his own blood.
Really?
And bits of his hair. Yeah.
It's all coming out now. Are you enjoying being in the band?
It worked. Yeah, it's awesome. So I used to play back in New York, so it's just fun to play again. Just to play with good guys and everyone in the band's great and the sound's mega. I don't know what to say really.
He doesn't say that when you're not here, Dave.
You know what though? Being over here now at the rehearsals, the one thing that I've noticed is wow, the sound you've got is amazing. It's a lot fuller sound. It's a lot rockier sound with Tony in the band. Is that a direction you've been wanting to take for a while?
We've got to give Tony the credit there because basically he's produced past 2 or 3 and the next 6 he's producing the records as well. So he's brought sounds, new amps, new ideas, and as much as I don't like to give anyone in this band credit, you got to kind of give Tony a bit of credit for it,
Kind of naturally happened as well, because I think me and you spoke about just having him as a session player at the start, and we spoke to you, didn't we? Yeah. And we were going to have him as a session player, and he was producing for us, and we're like, okay. And then I remember being in this room, me and you went out for a cig, and we just said, should we just ask him to join? I come in and went, do you want to join? And he was like, did you get my letters?
Yeah, that's what I was. I don't remember any of that. I just remember the letters and the crying in my garden. I remember that.
Well, I'll tell you what, you are coming back with a bang. I've just heard the new single, which we're going to play in a minute. It sounds amazing. I came into the studio to hear it. I nearly ended up in the next room. It is so powerful. You must be well happy with it. Is it safe to say it is a bit of a comeback single with Tony in the band, or?
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose it's come back for everyone at the minute because no one's been gigging for a long time, so everyone's on a comeback at the minute. So.
Tell us about this song then. Tell us about the new single.
We had it a long time ago, didn't we?
This is 10 years old.
Yeah.
This track.
But I must admit, to be honest, in lockdown, it's done us a big favour because for a start, I was on my guitar every day, and I've not been on my guitar every day since I was a kid, and Maz, to be fair, set up a Skype thing, so I could play to Maz down the computer.
Zoom,
that's it. As you can see, I'm not very technical.
I'm going for my endorsement. I ain't got anything. Sean's got Black Star, Cole's got some drum company. I'm sure Chris and Tony's got stuff.
Tony said you're getting Armani suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not happened, has it? I'm going to get Primani, aren't I?
But yeah, mate, we just in lockdown. Me and Maz set this thing up where I'd be like, right, I've been playing this, and send it to him. He'd record it, send it me back, and it was just dead quick, wasn't it? Because this, mate, I'm telling you now, this is big, but I'm telling you now what's coming after it as well, because we've got stuff with strings in, pianos in, all this stuff. It's the first time in a long time, because as you remember, we were constantly on the road.
Yeah, very much so.
Constantly on the road.
Yeah.
And whatever anyone wants to say, they can say what they want. You can't be recording and being on the road at the same time. And we never got a break. Do you know what I mean? And if you can't, I've always said, if you can't bring new songs into it, you can't push forward. But it give us that time. And we got like 20 tunes. We're probably about 50 tunes, but we're pretty brutal, aren't we? It's like, that's not good enough, that's not good enough, bin that, use that bit, keep that bit for the future. But so we got all the tunes there, then we came in, got with Tony, he's added his sound to it, fair play, like I said to you before, he's turned around and gone, Sean, your amp's crap, why are you using an amp like that? And I said, well, no one's ever said that to me before, mate. And he went, well, someone should have.
You certainly have got a much like fuller sound for the band now, and not just as like friends of yours, as a fan of the band as well. It's so exciting to hear what happens. So your new single we're going to play in a minute comes out this week. What happens next for Alias Kid? What can we see in the future? Can we expect a tour or anything like that?
Probably a few more arguments. a few more
Keep
dust
doing that
ups.
with your hands.
You like it.
I think you need to get a documentary or something going, mate. A bit of a, you know what I mean? Because there's no band in the world that has the banter that Alias Kid does. You know what I mean? How are you coping with this, Tony?
Trying, learning. Like so, our WhatsApp is incredibly colourful.
Do you know what, though, Tony? You're a session musician. You played with loads of stuff in your own right, both, you know, home in America and over here in the UK as well. Have you ever met a band like Alias Kid in your life?
No. Full stop.
That's not a compliment, though.
So, do you know what? We've got new music to look forward to. We've got the new single coming out, which sounds amazing. It's blown me away. You're doing the gig with Black Grape at the Ritz, you know. And have you got any more live dates or anything like that planned?
We're doing that festival, aren't we, Cole? Yeah. Something in, is it Nottingham or something?
Lincoln.
It's Lincolnshire. It's in Lincolnshire.
Right.
Yeah, so it's hard to get. It's hard to get the festivals now because of everything. But we've got at least. I'd say we've got another song after this one coming out before Christmas, and then we'll have another one right after Christmas. Then we'll have another one before the spring, and then we'll be doing the major festivals. I expect when they start ringing us up.
There's a proper plan in place. Because, like we said to you before, we've tried to release stuff over time, and then it's just fell flat. Because we never had a plan behind it. We just were going in like daft and that. You know what I mean? But. Yeah. Now there's a plan behind it.
You feel more organised?
Absolutely, and shout out to Chris there, Chris Lyons over there. He's running a lot of stuff for us now. You know, when you're in a band, it's hard to do all the social media, all the booking stuff, all this. And do you know what? You end up doing all that and not writing songs.
Yeah.
And
it's a bit personal as well, isn't it? When you're doing your own social media, it's a bit like, you know, you want to say things in a certain way, and it's better to let someone who doesn't like the music and doesn't like the people in the band just to get online and not care if we get like one like. I mean, that's been the benefit.
That's the truth, isn't it? Chris, and probably better giving a shout out to Goose or he'll start crying. But Chris and Goose have been running all this stuff, allowing us to get on with the music and get on with this and that and the rest of it.
You've always had a great set of people around you, and there's always been a lot of love for Alias Kid, and I think that's why when you have like had a bit of a break and that, you know, people have missed you. So we've got gigs covered. We can look forward to seeing it at some festivals next year. It's a few years since Revolt to Revolt came out. Can we expect a new album?
That sounded dodgy, that.
We've got enough songs. Here's how it is for us, right? We've got enough songs. We could do an album. But I think if we release an album, it's like you give it to the fans of Alias Kid or whatever, or they stream it or whatever, and they have it, and then they kind of don't have anything else to sort of look forward to.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's better for us, at least for now. We'll just like give them the songs just so it's like a little bit of a like, you know, Alias Kid's got another single, and it's a bit more interesting.
Just more bit by bit rather.
And I don't think it's necessarily for our benefit. I think it's more interesting for people who like the band, and then, you know, after that's happened for a bit, maybe we'll do an album. We might do a little EP or something in the meantime, and some vinyl and all that sort of stuff, you know.
Does anyone release albums now?
I think the major players release albums, don't they? But I don't know. The world's changed, hasn't it? The world's changed.
Massively.
So for us, for now, it's going to be like songs, but pretty regular, you know. And it's not like you're ripping people off because they're not like having to go out and buy a single and buy a single. And they're streaming them, so it's like it's no different. Every 1,000 streams on Spotify, we get 0.008p or something like that.
That's mint, that.
Yeah, it's good.
So money's rolling in then, yeah?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Yeah.
Do you know what? It is so
you,
great
have
to
you
see you
s-
back.
have
And
you
like you say,
seen my Jaguar?
and you know what I mean? I'm
paid.
sure the socials are going to be like kept up to date and stuff now and that as well. And, you know, everyone's just buzzing to have you back as Alias Kid. And like I say, just listening to your rehearsing as well, it is sounding so good and so excited for the Black Grape gig as well and see what the future holds. But Alias Kid, it's top to have you back. Good luck with everything that's coming up. And yeah, stick around this time.
Definitely, mate.
Thanks, mate.
100%.
No worries. Great to see you all as well.
You
and
too,
Tony,
mate.
great to meet you as well, man. Yeah, nice one. Alias Kid, and this is the brand new single for Alias Kid.